Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you to today's session, which is the third and final session in our free webinar series on Takaful. My name is Rahimat Alimi, and I'm Deputy Registrar, Nungu Business School. On behalf of Nungu Business School, I'd like to welcome you all to today's session, and thank you for making out the time to join us as we discuss Takaful. We're delving into the world of Takaful, and we would all have seen over the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Today makes the third week that it's a whole new world that offers a viable alternative that one should take great advantage of. So one of the objective of our setting up this webinar series is to increase awareness around Takaful insurance and provide a greater understanding of its concepts, implementation, and hands-on application to our daily lives. It's important to note that an understanding of Takaful is not only technically desirable, but is also a key element of equality, diversity, and financial inclusion in the Nigerian insurance market. In this series, thus far, we have covered a number of topics. The first one being the understanding of Takaful insurance, that is, understanding Takaful insurance. That discussion was led by Mr. Rilwan Sumonu, the CEO of Nur Takaful Insurance Limited. Next was Takaful as an opportunity for financial inclusion, which was taken by Mr. Ibrahim Shehu, the managing director of Jaiz Takaful Insurance. Next, that was last Saturday, we had Takaful contracts, which was handled by Mrs. Muibat Jimo, executive director, technical from Hilal Takaful. And we also had Mr. Eitayo Ogunluyi, who is the ED operations at Salam Takaful, talking to us about socioeconomic advantage of Takaful. Today is the last in the series, and leading our topic of discussion today is Takaful outlook in Nigeria. As you would observe, we have covered a lot of ground, and this promises to be equally as enlightening as all the previous sessions. Today, leading the discussion is Mr. Abiodun Aliu Agbabiaka, who is the Executive Director Operations at Crown Takaful Insurance Limited. And he'll be talking to us about Takaful outlook in Nigeria. So right now, I'll just take a step back, stop my share. And allow him to share his own slides and, of course, walk us through the discussion. Thank you very much. So please go ahead and share your slides, please, Mr. Agbabiaka.
Can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
okay.
yes. Okay,
Start.
maybe full screen, please, so that we can see it even clearer.
Is it okay now? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum
Good
salam wa
afternoon, all.
rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Yes, good afternoon, all. As the coordinator
Good
rightly introduced me, my name is Abiodun Aliu, ED Operation of Crown Takaful Insurance Limited. I will first of all like to appreciate Nogu Business School for organizing this webinar, and also thank them for giving me the opportunity to be part of this webinar. Jazakumullah Khaira. Our topic today is Takaful outlook in Nigeria. Takaful is an inclusive system that provides alternative to conventional insurance in the area of risk management. Takaful is about mutual cooperation, mutual agreement, and support for one another in case any of the members of the group suffer loss. The fortunate members will rally around the unfortunate member to provide succor to the affected member. This is the primary objective of Takaful. It is about risk sharing, unlike what is obtainable under conventional, which is a risk transfer mechanism. However, there is no way that we discuss about Takaful without making reference to insurance or insurance industry in Nigeria. Nigerian insurance industry can be best described as a growing entity or work in progress, because if it is compared with the insurance industry in other countries like South Africa, Egypt, you realize that the insurance industry in Nigeria has not really attained the level it ought to be. The good news is it's not static. Though the movement is slow, it shows that there is still future for insurance industry in Nigeria. The recent report shows that insurance premium contribution to GDP is on the increase, and that's a plus to the industry compared to where we were before this period. And this achievement can be attributed to Nikon efforts to ensure that the practitioners focus on the best practice and prioritize claims payments. Recent report shows that insurance premium has been on the increase from 2017 to 2024. The insurance premium as of 2017 was 371 million. Whereas at the end of 2024, the insurance premium has increased to 1.7 trillion naira. This is a growth on the part of the industry, but we still need to do more to ensure that the industry is able to compete with counterparts in the continents. It is evident that the industry will witness a geometric increase in the coming years as more awareness is created and the friendly product lines are designed by insurance companies. The Takaful outlook. Takaful presents a unique option for deepening penetration by reaching a large uninsured population. At present in Nigeria, the number of uninsured or covered people is still very large. And we believe that with Takaful, all these people can be brought into Takaful nets. So Takaful is modeled after Islamic injunction and risk management protocol. Takaful products are designed to provide specific insurance cover for Muslims and non-Muslims in respect of family, properties, and special risks. Takaful is based on Islamic injunction, Sharia, and that is the guiding principle that guide the operation of Takaful worldwide, not even only limited to Nigeria. In a growing economy like Nigeria, Takaful has the potential to become a strong segment of the Nigeria insurance sector, considering the following factors. Large Muslim populations. If you look at the percentage of Muslim in Nigeria, it's about 51%. And if you consider the 51% of about 200 million people, we have about 100 million people that are Muslims. This is a low-hanging fruit for Takaful. However, these Muslims, they will not just come to Takaful operators that want to buy Takaful because it is based on Sharia or it is based on Islamic injunction. The Takaful operators, we need to tell the populace what they stand to gain when they key into Takaful, what they stand to gain or the benefits. This is what will motivate them to key into Takaful. And second point is, Takaful is not limited to only Muslims. Let's assume that we even have about 30 to 35% of Muslims that have keen into Takaful. By the time they share experience with non-Muslims, these non-Muslims too, because the experience is going to be positive, this non-Muslim will definitely have no option than also join in the Muslims to key into Takaful. So if you look at this, it is a great opportunity for Takaful in Nigeria to really strive to large extent to provide cover for Muslim and non-Muslim populace. So as a Takaful operators, we need to do more to really tell people, educate people, enlighten people about the features that Takaful offers and what they stand to gain when they key into Takaful. So large Muslim population is really an opportunity for Takaful to strive in Nigeria. The second point is government efforts to develop Islamic finance. In the last couple of years, government has displayed or show readiness to promote or develop Islamic finance. And this can be displayed or shown in the number of sukus that have been issued in the last couple of years, and also the number of licensed Islamic banks in the country at present. Apart from Taj Bank and Jaiz banks, there are a number of Islamic banks that are awaiting approval from CBN. By the time we have all these Islamic bank fully licensed, Takaful will stand in a better position to really benefit from these banks, because for the banks, it is compulsory for them to provide cover for their assets. And also, those that will approach them for facilities, it is also compulsory for those people to be asked to present Takaful cover, to provide cover for them in case they die while the facility is still running or they become disabled. So these are the opportunities that are available for Takaful. We also look at the sukuk that have been issued for some years back. Ordinarily, all the contractors that are working on our roads, they ought to have Takaful in place to provide cover in case unexpected happen while they are carrying out the construction work. So the opportunity that are available to Takaful is enormous when we look at the effort of government to promote Islamic finance. The third one is profit sharing. Profit sharing is one of the major difference between Takaful and conventional insurance. Profit sharing or surplus sharing simply means the excess of contribution over other expenses like claims, insurance costs, and reserve. And we are happy to say that almost all the Takaful operators in Nigeria, they've been paying surplus. This is a good advantage for Takaful operators in Nigeria to capture more markets, because this is not obtainable other conventional insurance. And there is no way this profit sharing will be explained to anybody that will not have interest in it. Profit sharing have three methods of distributing it. The first one is a pro rata method. Pro rata method simply means profit or surplus sharing is distributed based on the contribution, regardless of the claims made. The school of thought that promote this simply believe that those participants that had claim, they did not do that intentionally, or they didn't do it out of their own volition. It just occur and it's beyond their control. So as a result, there is no reason to punish them for having a claim. The second method is selective method. Selective method simply means once you have claim, you do not qualify to participate in surplus sharing. And this is the most common, I will even say this is the only method that is being adopted currently in Nigeria, whereby once you make claim, you are not entitled to participate in surplus sharing. However, some participants, they've expressed concern about this method. The question usually is, if I only made one claim and I've paid you like 100 million, are you saying I will not be entitled to surplus sharing? And the answer has always been yes. Once you make a claim, if it is 1 naira claim that is made, you are not entitled to surplus sharing. So this is selective method that is still operational or that is being used currently in Nigeria. The third one is offsetting method. Offsetting method simply means comparing contribution against claims made. If the contribution is still in excess of the claim made, then the participant is still qualified to participate in surplus sharing. This is the last method of surplus sharing, offsetting. So I think there is need for us to try as much as possible to address the concern of participants, especially in respect of the selective method, provided whatever we are doing is not in contradiction with the Sharia principle. I think we need to really see what we can do in respect of this surplus, a selective method of surplus sharing. So profit sharing is very important and is very key to our operation as Takaful operators. The next point is easy claims processing. When it comes to claims under Takaful, it is as simple as ABC. And why is it so? It is easy because participant account is separated from shareholders account. Participant account is always available and it is always liquid to entertain claim, to pay insurance costs, and to create reserve. If claims occur, Takaful operator has no reason not to entertain any genuine claim as speedily as possible. Why? Because if Takaful operator fails to process or pay such claim, he has nothing to benefit from it, because the operator does not have right to take a dime from participant risk fund. And this is the reason why when it comes to claims payments, Takaful operator always come first. If I may share experience with you just last week, because current Takaful is relatively new in the market, a particular broker said percentage of a particular risk should be given to current Takaful, while other risks should be kept away from current Takaful. Unfortunately for the broker, he had claim on the one shared with current Takaful. Under 24 hours, this claim was paid. And when this claim was paid, the staff of the brokerage firm quickly informed the MD, who instructed them not to interest current Takaful in the other risk. The woman was so shocked. It was like other people, they had not even started processing, not to talk of paying this claim. So based on that, the woman had change of mind that current Takaful should also be included in the other risk. So these are the selling points for Takaful operators. As long as we pay our claim as and when due, the broker, direct client, they will not have option than to patronize us. The next one is regulation. Nikon has displayed readiness to promote Takaful in Nigeria. And that is why they could come up with Takaful guidelines. They have a tag at their own end, where they also ensure that Takaful operator, we also have ACE at our own end to ensure that whatever we do, it is in line with Sharia. However, Nikon can still do more by creating an enabling environment for all the practitioners. There should not be any kind of restriction as to what Takaful operator can do or engage in. Because at present in Nigeria, Takaful operators cannot transact oil and gas business, aviation. So Nikon need to create enabling environment, provided Takaful operator has that capacity to transact such business. We believe that Nikon should allow that. And we also believe that the Insurance Act 2003, which is being reviewed, at the end of that, once it becomes law and Takaful operator are able to able to meet up with the paid-up capital, we believe that Nikon will allow Takaful operators to underwrite aviation and oil and gas. In conclusion, there is a need for Takaful operators in Nigeria to collaborate in the following areas. And that's why I appreciate Nungu Business School for coming up with this webinar, because it's a form of collaboration. But we need to have it on a larger scale. So Takaful operators need to collaborate in the area of creating awareness about the unique features of Takaful. I must say, at present, we are yet to unveil Takaful in Nigeria. We need to really speak to people, educate them, let them know what they stand to gain when they key into Takaful. Because we have seen instances whereby we meet a proposal, and after the presentation, the proposal will tell you, wow, this is a good concept, but I'm hearing this for the first time. So we need to collaborate, ensure that we talk to Nigerians, let them know what we do. At present, what we do as Takaful operator is we are just having our own solo effort. Yes, it's good, but when we come together to educate people, it creates more awareness about the industry. So it is very important for us to do this. I know that Takaful committee is doing something in this direction, but we need to speed it up. It has really taken time. We need to really speed it up. Then the next point on collaboration is we need to come up with innovative products. Innovative product that can appeal to millennials, Gen Z, because these are the working class. Once they have buying into this, I must say, the sky will be the beginning of Takaful operators in Nigeria. Though we may be looking at it that it is going to be like individual policies. Yes, it's going to be like individual policies, but whatever we are going to realize from this set of people is going to be an addition to whatever we must have generated within the year. About Crown Takaful. Crown Takaful was incorporated by CAC on February 14, 2002 and commenced operation as a composite Takaful company in January 2024. Crown Takaful is the newest in the market. We are relatively new, but we have strong mission and mission that guide us to move forward and also try to catch up with the existing Takaful operators. Our vision is to be the leading provider of ethical insurance. We may look at it that it is a tall order. Yes, it is a tall order, but based on our strategy, we believe that this is achievable. Then our mission is to deploy our strengths and win significant market share to create value for all the stakeholders. In other words, our mission is to make all our stakeholders to be happy, whether you are an employee, shareholders, participant, as long as you key into Crown Takaful, you are bound to be happy. This is our mission, and we are really following that up. In our first year operation, 2024, we were able to generate contribution income of above 1.9 billion with a profit of over R1 billion. This is unprecedented in the Takaful space, even in insurance space, that the company could generate as much as 1.9 billion in the first year and they're having profits of over R1 billion. These achievements was due to collective effort of all the stakeholders, not only the staff, because everybody wants to be happy, and that is why they join Crown Takaful as shareholder, participant, as employee. Everybody will be happy, and with this report, everybody is happy. So with this, we are prepared to do more so that at the end of it all, everybody, every participant, as long as we have interest or stake in Crown Takaful, you will be happy. So that is why I would say, if you think of providing cover for your risk, think of Takaful and think of Crown Takaful. Crown Takaful products. At Crown Takaful currently, we have a total number of 22 products, and they are listed below. We have 19 general, and we have 3 family Takaful. We have motor Takaful, and this motor Takaful is divided into 2. We have comprehensive motor Takaful, and we also have third-party motor Takaful. We know that third-party motor Takaful it has always been compulsory, but the enforcement is in place now. So I will urge all of us to key into Crown Takaful Crown Takaful motto policy so that we do not run foul of the law. We have professional indemnity. Professional indemnity provides cover for professionals in case of negligence or mistake in the course of their duty. For example, as a lawyer, if lawyer mistakenly or wrongly advise his client. The client may sue the lawyer, and the lawyer is expected to make payment for the damages. This particular policy will provide support to such lawyer. We have goods in transit. Goods in transit provide cover in respect of goods that are being moved from one location or the other in case such goods involved in an accident. Crown Takaful will come to the aid of the participant. We have fire and special peril. Fire and special peril is provided in respect of properties. In case there is fire incident, Crown Takaful will provide compensation to the affected participants. We have house owner or householder policy that covers house contents. We have public liability in case someone that access participant property involved in an accident, then whatever is the benefit or compensation, this will also be provided by Crown Takaful. We have good personal accidents that provide cover in case the participants involved in an accident and he or she become permanently disabled, total temporarily disabled, or the need to pay medical fee. Crown Takaful will be there to provide this support to the participant. We have money Takaful, we have engineering Takaful, we also have marine Takaful. Because of time, I may not be able to go through the whole product. We have group life, we have good family Takaful plan that provides cover in case of death. It could be members of an organization, it could be association. It's available to all group of people in case they died within the duration of the policy. This policy provides compensation so that the dependents will have something to fall back on in the event of deaths of their parents. We also have credit family Takaful. Credit family Takaful provide cover in respect of facility in case the person that access facility from the bank dies or become permanently disabled during the duration of the loan. So whatever is outstanding as at the date of death or disability becomes payable to the financial institution that provided or that offered the facility. Then the next one is Education Family Takaful Plan. Education Family Takaful Plan provide cover to support the education of our children in case the sponsored parent dies while the education of the child or children is still going on. This policy will come to the aid of the affected child or children to ensure that his or her education is not distorted as a result of deaths of the named sponsored or guardian. So this is what this policy offers both security and investment. Security in the sense that if the named sponsor died, the sum cover or the benefit becomes payable to ensure that the education of the named child or children continues. And if the participant lives up to maturity date, the total contribution plus investment returns minus our management fee becomes payable to the participant. So in that case, it serves as investment to the participants. So if you have further inquiry, you can contact us on our number below. We operate 24/7. That is why at times we could pay claim on weekends. So that's our contact on the slide. So if you have further inquiry, it is there. So you can always reach us on the contact below. So thank you. Jazakumullah khairan.
Thank you very much, Mr. Agbabiaka, for the presentation on Takaful Outlook in Nigeria. You shared a lot of information, useful information with us. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask. You may raise your hands and then we'll, in order of how early you raise your hand, allow you to unmute and ask your question, or you can just simply type the question in the chat box and then we'll take the questions from them. Thank you. So in our midst, we have our speaker today is Mr. Abiodun Agbabiaka, who is the Executive Director Operations of Crown Takaful Nigeria. Over the past 2 weekends, we have also had representatives of the other fully fledged Takaful companies we have in Nigeria. So if there are any questions you have, we have the time to take them at this point. Thank you. Okay, please let's hear from you, Mr. Rashid Afolabi.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah
Walaikum
wabarakatuh. Yeah, as you have said,
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
yeah, my name is Afolabi Rashid. I want to thank the presenter for the good and insightful presentation. Well done, Mr. Agbabiaka. My
Thank you,
question
sir.
is on comprehensive insurance for vehicles. How do you people operate? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Motor Takaful in Nigeria is being regulated by NICOM. The minimum rate is 5%, and for any proposal to key into it, the first thing is to access our proposal form and provide us the information about himself and also about the vehicle. Once we have this, we carry out our underwriting on it, and once the contribution is paid, the next thing is to issue the policy documents and certificates. Thank you, sir.
Okay. In case there is no cost to apply for any claim, what happens to the premium paid for the whole year? Because, you know, the conventional insurance, if you don't have any claim, your money is gone. What happens to this is Takaful, which is Islamic one? What happens to the premium paid by the insured if nothing happens for the whole year?
Is channeled into a common pool. It is from this common pool that claims are being paid from, insurance costs, and a reserve. So at the end of each year, we appraise this pool to determine whether it is profitable or not by comparing total contribution on that particular portfolio against these expenses, claims, rate Takaful cost, and reserve. So if the contribution outweighs these expenses, what is left is what we refer to as surplus or profits. And this surplus goes back to the customers in proportion of what they pay as contribution. So if you do not have claim in that particular year and that portfolio is profitable, then you are qualified to participate in surplus sharing. So you will have surplus sharing.
Okay. Okay. I need a further explanation on that. Because like I said, conventional insurance, if you pay comprehensive 5% of your motor vehicle, at the end of the year, if you don't have any cost to make any claim, the money is gone. But in our own case now, the one we are discussing, if there is no claim, based on what I have said, the money, the premium paid has been put on investment. If that investment yields any return, the policyholder will share from the profit. But if not, if I get you right, if not, that premium has gone. Is that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I must tell you that from experience, the portfolio will always be profitable. Why I say that is, for every risk that is taken up by Takaful operator, if that risk exceeds our own capacity, we have another company that we call Takaful operator that will see the
Like,
excess to,
like
like
insurance.
insurance. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So whatever claim that happen, we share it in agreed proportion that we've shared the risk. So the likelihood of having surplus is very high.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So let's hear from you, Mr. Ibrahim Drusimi. You may unmute.
Okay, okay, thank you so much, ma'am. Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Thank you so much for the presentation. I'm Ibrahim Drusimi. My question is more around insurance products. It's been from my little observation or experience that a large part of insurance products are, I mean, literally almost, if it's not house, it's vehicle, it's goods in transit. But I remember I was discussing with someone and I mentioned that insurance still seems to be focused on some of those conventional product lines. Insure your car. Cars are like what? Of course, expensive. But then again, there are people who own certain work equipment that are equally as expensive as those cars. There are people who have workstations at home, like laptops, like desktop setups that are for specific needs, like work purposes. And some of these desktops cost as much as 3 million, 4 million. The laptops that cost as much as 5 million, 2 million, 1 million. And if you think about it, this is like the typical cost of even a car almost 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, some years ago, a car was costing 2 million, 3 million. Now, these are the cost for these are what phones, mobile phones and laptops, and even some TVs at home cost. At what point? And I'm asking it is, I'm asking, and I'm also just maybe I don't know. I was also proposing this as well to Takaful. So at what point are we going to start expanding our insurance cover to also consider some of these items? There's a new category of digital assets now that are extremely expensive. And also do deserve to be included in the line of products that insurance would cover. Phones are expensive now, and they've gone beyond just a vanity item or also your luxury item. For some of us, they are work tools. So same way an exporter or an importer would insure their goods in transit or because it's on sea and is exposed to a lot of risk. It's the same way I would also want my laptop to be insured because I don't know, probably leave it at home and I go out or I take it up and down. So this is more like maybe a question to say, are there like insurance covers available now? If not, it would be nice to. I'm making a case for myself, and maybe the 10,000, 20,000 digital workers that are out there as well. To say there's a line of products there that I think we should look into. I should be able to go on your website and pick insurance for my phone or my laptop, same way I pick for my car, and or for any other item. And I understand the economics behind it, right? Some things are like high risk and low risk. That can be worked out. But more importantly, is there's a market out there that I think most people are completely ignoring. There are some conventional insurance people already offering it, but the case is I can't even consider them as it's. I don't know if I should be. It's becoming a necessity for me, but yeah, that's my submission. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Thank you so much. It seems that like our guest speaker has dropped off the call at this moment, but I'm sure he's probably trying to log back in. So, but in the meantime, I could ask if Dr. Jibril Salaudin or Mr. Babala MNI have comments, something in response to. Okay, Mr. Mamadou Juf would like to speak. I'm sure will probably have an answer too. So please, Mr. Juf, and then I'll ask Dr. Salaudin to kindly wade in as well. Mr. Juf, please kindly.
Yes, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Once again, to thank Nungu very much for being there for the Takaful or Islamic finance. We have no amount of words to express our gratitude as an industry. I think I am also so proud of Aliu Babiaka. Well done, presentation, well done. And to the two last questions or concerns raised. The first about the comprehensive vehicle. Maybe we explain in the layman's language. The total collected premiums or contributions for the pool, portfolio or the pool or the operator is invested. And the investment returns, depending on what policy the operator is issuing out. In some policies, it is clearly expressed that we are taking 50% as operators of the investment returns. 50%. That 50% is to the pool. And remember, the pool belongs to all those participants. So if you own a comprehensive vehicle and at the end of the period, you have not suffered any loss, that surplus or profit of the pool, remember, includes investment returns. It is that which is shared proportionately to all participants who have not suffered losses. When you come to compare the settlement of losses, also Takaful settles faster. Why? Because any claim that we fail to honor or fail to pay goes to the participant's account. It doesn't go to the operator. So we have no reason to delay settlement of genuine claims. That which is not paid, if conventional, goes to the company's shareholders. But to us, it goes back to the participant. So therefore, it is very clear that by the time we give you your share of surplus, you are already been given part of the investment returns as well as the surplus of the pool. To talk about this, I hope that one is clear to the first question, to the first brother who asked about comprehensive treatment. The treatment is the same, it's just that we are fairer in being sure that the surplus generated comes back to the participants. On the second one, that is talking about classes. Whatever classes you're looking at with conventional insurance, we have. It's just that no two policies of insurance would overlap. When you want your gadget, be it a laptop or computer or handset, mobile phone or whatever, it may either be falling under electronic equipment insurance, or if it is a machinery, you say machinery breakdown. But when you talk of motor, it is motor. I think as at now, it is the motor insurance which is more likely accessible on your mobile phones and all that. But all the other classes can equally be treated the same. So we are not leaving anything out that you would have found cover for in conventional methods. Takaful will cover everything. The last session, last Saturday, we talked about Takaful not being into aviation and all that. Well, that's an industry practice. Nigeria sees it that way, and they have not allowed Takaful to participate in aviation. But in my small Gambia, I participate in aviation as well as in engineering risk and whatever, because it's like, just make sure that your retention is something that you can manage, and reinsurance is there to guarantee that you are being covered. They give you extra financial muscle. So all the products that you can find yourself participating in conventional is also acceptable in Takaful. So Takaful is nothing but insurance compliant to Sharia principles where it is absolute fairness. We all have to benefit from it. Assalamu alaikum. I think I will have to stop from here for the constraints of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So we'd like to hear from you, please, Dr. Jubril. You probably have an addition to what Mr. Juf has said.
I think the person that should, I think the person that should speak should be Mr. Babalola, because it's the father of insurance in Africa has just spoken. So let the uncle of insurance speak, and so let me carry a last stage. It's only fair that between Mr. Juf and Babalola, those are heavyweights in the industry and they have better knowledge. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, let's hear from you, please, Mr. Babalola. Eminem.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. So I like the second caller's questions. The second questioner. Yes, we need to create new products, and to my mind, one of the best ways to create new products is to co-create with the client. So These are emerging. Yes, we have all risk insurance and the likes. Yes, so there are insurances in place for things like that, or Takaful products or things like that. But we can now, in partnership with the clients, create new product, new hybrid product that serves their need. Because the objective now is the user experience. What does the user want? And we'll provide the solution, because nobody buys a solution that they already have. So I want us to, interrogate further this proposition. Is also going to be a function of the the size, because the size has to be worth our while. I know you mentioned something around 10,000 users like that in the digital space, and it also boils down to the fact that we need to also continue to gather more data. As we have data, as we continue to gather data, we'll be able to create this new product that is being sought after. And above all, if we are to move the Takaful industry forward, it has to be an all of society approach where all stakeholders will come together, and so we can support ourselves. Because to my mind, after Zakat, Takaful is the next poverty alleviation tool. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so Dr. Jibril, you can take the floor now.
All right, thank you. I think what Ibrahim said out there is very, very interesting. If you ask me, very, very interesting, because he's actually opening our eyes to a new frontier, and we must not miss it. As Takaful practitioner, we must not miss it. What we call the gadgets that the technical people are working with today has changed the face of work. A lot of them work from their home, and they work with the help of this technology and these hardwares. So whether we like it or not, this has come to be the new face of work. For us not to be innovating obsolescence, we need to sit down with the like of Ibrahim. And when I say sit down, I mean something we're doing on Monday morning, and begin to develop the products. Even if the numbers are just on our fingertips for now, we know that is the future. So we need to sit down with them, look at how they want to buy it, where they want to buy it, and the kind of customer experience that they require. What he has also said to me, listening to him, is that we will not come to your office to come and buy, because he said clearly, I want to log onto a website and buy it. He's saying, I will not come to your office to come and buy it. I will buy it from the comfort of my home. So we are probably looking at an era where we are going to have digital brokers. And so he's saying so much in the very few minutes that he has spoken. And I think that we should be sitting down with him. And when I say sitting down with him, I mean on Monday, and begin to, and it's like, and begin to hear their brain and begin to formulate a product that works for them. That's my own intuition. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Well appreciated. So I'll just look at the questions that we have in the chat box. This particular one would have been fantastic if Mr. Aliu was back here, so, because it seems to be directly a question for Crown Takaful. I'll just read it out. So if anyone else from Crown Takaful is here, perhaps they can help. Thank you for the presentation. My question has to do with the profits you made in your first year of operation. 1 billion out of a gross contribution of 1.9 billion. Kindly enlighten us more on how you were able to achieve this. Is there anybody else from Crown Takaful here? Well, if there isn't, we'll move to the next question, but we'll hold that one. So whenever he comes back, we'll try to address it. Okay, so the next question is, what actions are Takaful operators in Nigeria taking to ensure the distribution of surplus immediately at the end of the financial year instead of 2 years later?
Well, maybe I take a go on this. It's actually almost impossible to do it immediately, to have that profit distribution immediately, because you can have the first policy on the 1st of January for that year. So you have in 2024, for instance, first policy, 1st January 2024. And you have the last policy of the year come in on 29th of December 2024. So how do you do profit distribution immediately? You have to wait until the last policy elapses. So if you don't wait until the last policy elapses and you begin to distribute profit, you will shortchange somebody or you will be shortchanged. That must happen. So most time, they can also rush into this because they must submit the result again to their regulator, which is NICON. NICON must come back on them and say, this is it. The board will meet and everything. So, and that is why you find that lag in time. So yeah, I know the idea that we want to have it immediately, but unfortunately, there are criteria that this has to go into, and I think the industry need to have further discussion on maybe we then begin to have a biannual account where people need to then look at this and break it down. Unfortunately, the policies are not biannual; they are usually annual. But in advanced market, I know that you can buy this policy even on a monthly basis. So maybe that's the way we need to go when the market become actually more developed. Thank you. My own contribution only.
Thank you very much, sir. That answer actually also takes care of another question, which is when is the surplus usually shared? Is it at the end of the policy year? So that answer has also covered that. So the next question is about staff welfare. Okay, let me just read it verbatim. My question is about staff welfare. If there is no surplus, especially where there's this bad claim, since investment is only based on Sharia law. Is that clear enough? On staff welfare, if there's no surplus, especially where there's a bad claim, I guess that means there's a claim. And then since investment is only based on Sharia law. Mr. Juf, Mr. Babalola, can either of you bail us out on this? Or Dr. Jubril?
So, sorry, so you spoke about staff welfare. Yes, if a Takaful, for a Takaful company, the Takaful company has a participant account and a shareholders account. And it is from the shareholders account that staff salaries are being paid. And so to a very large extent, staff salaries are unlikely to be affected even if there's a very big claim. Because even in the shareholders account, where you have the shareholders fund, it's not kept idle, it's continuously invested. And so it's very unlikely that staff salaries will be affected, if I hear the question very well.
I hope the answer was sufficient explanation for your question. Okay, let's hear from you, Mr. Juf.
Hello?
Sorry, it is Zuhur time in Gambia. I was just praying. Two of the answers one may have is to talk about the profit sharing. The profit sharing, remember, if it is annual, it's just like your accounts are audited annually. So if you close your accounts at 31st December, that is where you have the cutoff mark, and that is from where you have to calculate the profit sharing. Remember, this profit sharing will only concern or cover those policies that were started and that has expired within that period. So if your policy started 1st of January, by 31st December, and you did not have any claim, then if there is any surplus, you belong to that year's surplus distribution. But if your policy started in February, 1st of February, 2024, by 31st of December 2024, your policy still has to go to January. It's still running up to the same February. So that is, therefore, you don't belong to the profit sharing of 2024, but you will fall in the profit sharing of 2025. So if it is that policy, which is 365 days, your profit sharing will fall on the day that your policy has expired, fully expired, and you are to renew. Now, if you started in January 1st and 31st December, you belong to that profit sharing of 2024, but you may not necessarily have it until about April, May, when the accounts would have been audited and sent to Nikon for Nikon to authorize the profit sharing and all that, the regulator. So that is that on the first one. On the second one about staff welfare, remember the two accounts are separated. Separation of accounts, that is the participant's account and the operator's account. Operator is responsible for all admin expenses, including salaries. All admin expenses are charged on the operator's account. And the participant's account is only responsible for claims, reinsurance, intermediary, and genuine claims, Takaful, and intermediary commission. All the rest now will be subjected to zakat payment, and then the rest to distribution. So like we said, actually the salary account or the staff welfare account, the staff welfare is taken care of by the operator's account and is independent of the trend of claims of the participant's account. Rather, this can give another question. Somebody may be thinking, okay, what about if the participant's account is not enough in the initial years to fulfill its obligation, that is paying of commission, Takaful, and claims, if claims are adversely, unable to be handled by what they have in their account. It's very, very rare for that to happen. It doesn't happen because Takaful is there to support, and also like Ababiaka clearly said, the profitability of the participant account is very much prominent. But if it happens, that is where we consider taking from the operator's account, from their capital, an amount which will make good the deficit on the participant account. And this amount is called Radl Hassan, a loan free of interest. If it is a loan of 1 million, we give them this year to make good the deficit. In 3 years' time, if they have that 1 million, they just return the shareholders' account the 1 million with no interest added to it at all. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi. I'm back.
Oh, welcome back. Please hold on.
Yes, I had issue with my network.
Oh, I thought as much.
Yes.
Okay, so there's another question here. It says from Dr. Oyiwale, it says, nice comments by Dr. Jubril Salaudin. Please, who are the we? The Takaful operators or the users? I think he's referring to the coverage for the digital products we spoke about earlier on. And then the other question is, what can Takaful operators do to make Takaful a lifestyle to attract the younger generation?
Okay. Yes, as I made mention during my presentation, you just have to have tailor-made policies that will address their lifestyle. If you are able to do that, they will have no option than to key into it. And this set of people, the millennial, the Gen Z, they occupy more than 50% of the working class in Nigeria. So that is why we don't have to joke with them. We have to come up with products that will address their needs.
Yeah. So we have another question for you, sir. It says, the question has to do with the profits you made, that Takaful made in the first year of operation, which was 1 billion naira out of a gross contribution of 1.9 billion. Kindly enlighten us more on how you were able to achieve this. Still the network issue.
Yeah.
Still the network issue.
Am I the only one not hearing him?
I think is his network acting up again.
Please, we should advise him to move from where he is to another location.
Tagariaka, could you kindly log out and then log back in? Perhaps, and then probably change your position so that we can hear you clearly. We really would love to hear your response.
O-M-O.
Okay, Mr. Ibrahim Aminu,
How?
your question, please. Oh.
Okay, ma. I just want to respond to what Dr. Jove has said on profit sharing. As a student of insurance, his position is different from what I was taught. What I was taught is that you can only share profit when the last contributor expires. Meaning that if somebody make a contribution at the end of December, maybe 2024 now, that premium will expire on 24 December 2025. So profit cannot be shared until that particular one expires. So we now give a gap of like 48 months. Abi, is it 24 months? 24 months gap before profit can be shared. So I think it's basically, it should be on enlightenment. Let people know that this is the time, based on the existing law now, this is the time it can be done. Because what he said was that when account is done, maybe like 4 years after the year end, it may be much more. That's what I want to say, sir.
Mr. Abrala.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, I think it's quite correct with the last speaker, because I think all risk must have expired before you even think of distributing surplus, and also to think of all the procedures, getting approval from NICOM, even the board approval, and also your ACE approval too. So all those things takes time, and also like he has just said, the risk must have expired before you think of distributing surplus.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much for your contribution. I don't know if Mr. Agbabi is back. Okay, let me see. There are more questions in the chat box. Okay, thank you so much for the lovely lecture. I've always thought that Takaful was for only Muslims. No, it's not. I will encourage that the lecture be taken to the grassroots, beginning with products that is friendly to the young minds. Thank you for your comments, Tobichukwu. Okay, so there's a question here. Does profit sharing have a tenure? Like, is it for a period of like 5 years?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Should I conclude what I started explaining?
Yes, please. In fact, I think you should start over, sir, because we didn't hear you at all.
Okay. I said we had less claim experience. We had investment, we have a return on investment, we have underwriting profit, and the profit that I owned and participant risk fund. So the two that give us above $1 billion naira profits.
So in other words, it was quite a smooth first year for Crown Takaful. Okay, Mr. Gbabiaka, we really can't. I think the network is
Yes,
still
yes, it was a smooth first year for
a smooth
Crown
first year.
Takaful.
Yeah,
Yes,
because I mean,
based on what he
what has
explained,
also explained.
there
Exactly.
were fewer claims, and there was a lot of there was more
Yes.
money to invest. Okay, so he's back, Mr. Gbabiaka. I thought I could.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Mr. Bala. So the next question is that is the profit sharing, whether the profit sharing has a tenure?
Madam, I want to come in there. I think they're getting me wrong. It is not to say the last policy must expire. If we are talking of
Yeah, the
general
profit sharing
Takaful,
is based on
the profit sharing, if we are talking on general Takaful, where the policy is 12 months, you did not write all the policies at the same time. Some are coming in January, some are coming in February, some are coming in March. But each of them falls in a particular period for profit sharing. When you share profit for 2024, it must only include all those policies that started in 2024 or all those policies that expired in 2024. So that the policies of that started in March 2024 cannot share in the profit of 2024 because by December 2024, they still have 3 months to run into 2025. So their profit sharing will be that profit sharing of 2025. If you're talking of family Takaful, those are terms, 4 years and all that. But with general Takaful, where we're talking of 12 months, the policy expiry date, the year it falls, it belongs to that profit sharing. So that even if you started in March 20 or April 2024, when we close the accounts by December 31st, 2024, your policy is still running, so you cannot be part of that profit sharing. But profit sharing has to be annual because this is a growing concern of a company. We operate continually. So we don't wait for the last policy because there is no last policy. You are writing policies as policies are expiring, you are writing new policies. I hope I'm understood. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your contribution. It's do you have any further comments, Dr. Gibril, Mr. Bapalola?
Yes, I
question,
do.
Mr. I'm sorry, please give me a second. Mr. Rashid Afolabi, do you have a question?
Yes. I want to the last speaker. I want to give more insight on this. I have and I play with custodian. I went through a broker, and the policy of that broker is, if it is 1 month, if you want to take up a policy, they will run it from November. They will run that policy for you, even if it is from 1st December to 31st December. That's the way they operate. Don't we have this in this Takaful? Shall I come again?
No, it's clear. What you have said is clear. The conventional may have that, but with Takaful, we are saying your policy must expire before we know whether you are entitled to profit sharing or not. Because if we pay you profit sharing and you have even 5 days to go, and there is a loss within that 5 days, then we don't have any account to pay your loss from. So you must be active in the portfolio when you suffer a loss to be settled, for your loss to be settled. And once we pay you profit sharing, that account is closed. So if you come to the pool in November, by the time we're closing the pool in December 31st, your policy is still running. So yours will run to the following year of 2025. You came November 2024. Now, it will not expire until November 2025. So by the time we close December 2024, is all those policies that have fallen, that have expired by that December 2024 that we will have to consider for profit sharing. Now, for yours, you are continuing to the following year. So the following year, when we close our account, then the profit sharing there is where you belong to. I hope this is making a point. Assalamu alaikum again.
Okay, okay. Let me go further, a bit further. That what I'm saying is that this our own program, this is Takaful, does not follow the conventional. Like I said, if I want to take, for example, I get a new car on 1st of December. If I approach that, my conventional insurance, what they will say is, we are only going to do for you for this 1 month. They will prorate my policy and my premium, rather. They will prorate it, I'll pay that for that month. By January 1st, I will take the 12th month. So, but in our own case now, it is not applicable. Is that right, sir?
No, in fact, the conventional, as I think you are not getting it right, the conventional will only prorate your comprehensive vehicle for 1 month if you had a fleet with them. If you have a fleet that started in January and expiring 31st December, and they want to include this your new vehicle into that fleet, they will only include it from the day you present it to the expiry of the group of vehicles called fleet. You know, the advantage I have, I did conventional for 14 years, so I know what they do, how they practice too. So even in conventional, they will only prorate when you are joining a fleet. If not, that January that you have, November that you have joined, will continue to the November 2025 before that vehicle expires. They will give you a quotation for a full year. But if it is a fleet, they give you a quotation just to the time of the expiry of the fleet, so that it will expire along with the fleet and everything will be renewed again. Assalamu alaikum.
I hope that answered your question, Mr. Folabi. Let's hear from you, Ibrahim Aminu.
Let me, I just want to respond to Brother Abdul Rashid Afolabi, where it's like he's mixing the thing. You know, in Takaful, based on what we have been taught, the premium is a product of 1 year. So if you come in November, it's November to October. So, and you won't be entitled to profit sharing until all the claim for that particular year ends. So it's like a year after the year ends. That's when they will now start processing. They will know whether that group of insurance, whether it's profitable or not. So it's a procedure. But you know, even in conventional insurance, that's why they always make provision for on claim something. There's a particular provision they make for claim that have not I've forgotten that something. There's a particular provision they make in anticipation of, okay, this person has paid unexpired claim. There's provision for unexpired claim in normal insurance. But here, you don't make such provision because that provision is not, you are not sure. In Islamic insurance, we are trying to avoid all ambiguities. So let everything come into part. So that's my contribution.
Thank you. We have a comment here. The person says that Takaful companies are aware of the short duration policies and are working towards making it available under Takaful operations. And this other person says that she's new to the concept of profit sharing in Takaful and wants to understand what it's about.
The recording, the person can watch the recording. We have dealt with that extensively from the beginning.
Yeah. So please, the videos for the last 2 weeks are on the YouTube page. And also, it was mentioned earlier on today. So kindly make good use of watch them again, and you'll probably find the answers there. Thank you very much for your kind interest. Okay, if there are any other comments, Dr. Jubril, Abrashid Babalola, Or are there any other questions?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yes, about the question that Mr. Akim Wali asked about making Takaful a lifestyle, aligning it with the lifestyle of maybe young Muslim. You know, it is achievable, but Takaful companies also have to invest in research. We need to do R&D to be able to identify what is the ever-changing client demand, especially for different categories of people. So we have access to data, and even this conversation we are having today is also some form of feedback and data. And so we should make it actionable. And once we are able to achieve that, we can arrive at, making it a lifestyle product. So it's doable, but it has to follow R&D to be able to arrive at that. Thank you, Samuel.
Any last final thoughts from you, Mr. Gbabiaka? The network is...
Yes, what I just want to say is to appreciate. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi. Yes, what I just want to say is to appreciate Nungu Business School for this webinar. It will really go a long way to support Takaful operators in Nigeria. And also, I would also like to advise us as Takaful operators to collaborate and have this kind of webinar on a larger scale so that more people, more Nigerians can be aware of the fixtures of Takaful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Dr. Salaudin?
Yes, my thoughts, and first of all, I want to thank Mr. Gbabiaka from Crown Takaful for coming and sharing his wealth of knowledge and experience with us today. Same for Mr. Juf, all the way from Gambia, for joining in and actually pushing in very good comment and insightful positions that further helps the industry. Same for Brother Abdurrashid Babalola, MNI, for all the wonderful thoughts on this. One thing that stands strongly for me this evening or this afternoon is the fact that we need to look at the new frontiers, the new market, the new set of product that needs to be developed. The insurance operator needs to wake up and begin to work in this regard. They also need to together invest in research and development such that new trend and patterns can be very clear to them before it becomes obsolete. I think if they do this, we'll be able to deepen Takaful in Nigeria and also make it a worthwhile for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. So since we don't have any other questions, would like to bring, at least to start to wind down the session. Honorable ladies and guests and esteemed leaders, valued stakeholders, as we conclude our 3-weekend series on Takaful Awareness, which is a free webinar series on Takaful. On behalf of Nungu Business School, I want to express our deepest gratitude to each and every one of our esteemed leaders, Mr. Rewan Sumonu, MD Nur Takaful, Mr. Ibrahim Shehu, MD Jais Takaful, Mrs. Muiba Jimo, ED Technical, Hilal Takaful, Mr. Eitayo Ogunluyi, ED Operations, Salam Takaful, and last but not the least, Mr. Abiodun Agbabiaka, ED Operations of Crown Takaful, for coming in to share with us and all of us of their wealth of knowledge, their expertise, and giving us great insights into the world of Takaful. We've journeyed through the world of Takaful, exploring its benefits, principles and applications. Now, the next step is to protect our future and the loved ones, and that of our loved ones by embracing Takaful. We urge you all to consider purchasing a Takaful plan today and secure peace of mind. Thank you for your very active participation, for your support, unyielding support over the years, and we look forward to seeing the positive impact of Takaful in our community. Thank you once again, everyone. We appreciate you greatly. So the video will be put up very soon, as well as the slides that have been used so that you can read more and gain more insights. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.